In this lesson, we will learn how to understand the statistics operation in Python Pandas. For that, we'll be using the statistical functions. These are the statistical built-in functions provided by Python Pandas. You can easily apply these to a Pandas series or data frame. Okay, so here are the built-in functions. For example, if you want the sum of the values, use the sum. If you want the count, use the count method. Max min for getting the maximum and minimum values respectively. To get the mean, use the mean method. For median of the values, you can use the median method. STD is for standard deviation and describe is to return the summary statistics for each column. We will work around these statistical functions one by one. Let us start with the first function, that is the sum function. As the name suggests, the sum is used to return the sum of the values. Let us begin with the first example. Here is our first example. We are using PyCharm ID. PyCharm has provided a free and open source version, PyCharm community. Okay, so here it is. Let us create our first project. Go to File, New Project. Herein enter the name of the project. Let's say I added Pandas statistical functions. And here is the location of the project. Click Create to create the project. We have created the project. Now we need to create Python files. Let us create the first file. Right click on the project, New Python file. Click on it. Add the name of the Python file. Let's say I'll add demo1. When you'll press enter, it will automatically add the .py extension because Python file is by default selected. Press enter. Here we have created our first file. You can check the exact path of the file. We have 7 more examples, that is total 8 built-in functions. So I'll create all the files quickly. Right click new Python file, demo2. We have created all the 8 files. Let us go to the first file. Let me add the comments also before beginning the program. Let us start with the sum method. Import the pandas library. We can also add an alias to it so that we don't need to write pandas again and again. Directly mention PD now. We have created an alias using the AS keyword. Now let us create a data set. Okay, you can name it data, or I'll be adding marks of students. Okay, so let me mention marks. Now let me add the marks of let's say maths subject. I'll add the marks of 6 students. Comma, let me add the marks of another subject, science, let's say. Now English. Okay, we have added the marks of students for the following subjects. Okay, now let us create the data frame. We will create the data frame using the DataFrame method. Pandas.DataFrame. In the brackets, mention your data, that is the following marks. Now we have created the data frame. Display. Display the data frame and print it. Now we will display the sum of marks in each column. For that, use the sum function, that is data frame, that is df.sum, that's it. We can also mention a text here, sum. Okay, go to file, save all, right click, run demo1. Here we will see the sum of marks. We have the following data frame with the marks of students in math, science and English, 6 records, and here is the sum of each column. The sum is calculated like this: 90, 85, 98, 80, 55, 78. And this way for science and English, marks are calculated. We saw how to work on the sum method to get the sum of the values. The next example, to get the count of non-empty values. For that, we'll be using the count method. Let us see the example. Second example, count method in Python Pandas. Import pandas and add an alias. Now mention your data. Okay, let's say I'll take the same data and I'll do the changes now. Select it, display it, copy, paste. Now let me add some empty values. Okay, we have created our marks data and printed it. We have added it to the data frame. Also added some none values. We need to count the non-empty values. Okay, that means for maths it will be 5 because the 6th one is none. Let me display. Okay, we are counting the non-empty values in each column. Print. So DataFrame.count method. Count of non-empty values. File, save all, right click, run. Here it is, our data frame. Maths is having 5 non-empty values. Here it is. So 5 is visible. In the same way for science and English. Okay, so this is how we can work on the count method. So guys, we returned the count of non-empty values using the count method. Now return the maximum of the values using the max method. If you need to get the maximum values, let's say that is maximum marks for example, so you can use the max method. Let us see the example. max method in Python Pandas, import pandas as pd. Okay, now add the dataset. So here we have the marks of students in maths, science and English. We have added the marks to the data frame using the data frame method, and then we have printed it. Return the maximum of the values. Data frame dot max method. Using max method. Okay, save all. Now right click and the maximum marks for each subject will be visible. Right click, run. Now the maximum marks in mathematics was 98, in science it was 96, and in English it was 95, and the same is visible here. We return the maximum of the values using the max method. We return the maximum marks. Now the opposite, return the minimum marks. That is, return the minimum of the values using the min method. Let us see the example. Min method. Okay, import pandas as pd. Now let us add our data to the data frame. Let me get the same. Okay, we will add it to the data set. We have added marks to the data frame and created a data frame. Marks in math, science and English. Return, that is, display the minimum of marks in each column. For that I told you use the data frame dot min method. That's it. Okay, minimum marks. File, save all, right click, run demo 4. Here the marks for math, science and English are visible. The minimum is 55 here, the minimum is 59 here, and the minimum is 65 here. And the same is returned by the min method. Here it is. Guys, we return the minimum of the values from a column using the min method. Now the next example. Here we will get the mean of the values. Okay, using the mean method. So we can get the mean of the marks using this method according to our data set. Let's see. Mean method in Python Pandas, import pandas, add an alias. Now add your data. Here is our data and we have added it to the data frame also using the data frame method. Okay, 3 columns. Now we will get the average of mathematics marks, science marks and English marks. Print data frame dot mean. That's it. Okay, go to file, save all, right click, run demo 5 to get the mean. Here we have the mean. The mean marks for mathematics are 81, for science it's 80, and for English it's 80. We calculated using the mean method. Okay guys, we returned the mean of the values using the mean method in Python Pandas. Now we will get the median of the values. For that we'll be using the median method. Let us see the example. Get the median, import pandas. Here is the data. Right click, copy and paste it here, and we will get the median of this data, which we already added to the data frame using the data frame method and created a data frame. Display the median of marks in each column. What is the median? It is the middle of a series of values. Okay. File, save all, right click, run. Columns math, science, English, and these are the median values for all the three columns. Guys, we return the median of the values using the median method in Python Pandas. Now in this example, we will return the standard deviation of the values using the std method. Let's see the example. Here is the std method, import pandas library, add the data. We will add the same data frame. The marks of 3 subjects. Pasted. Here it is, marks of 3 subjects, and added this marks to the data frame and displayed the data frame. Data frame.std printed. Get the standard deviation using the std method. Okay, go to file, right click, run demo 7, and here we have the standard deviation. Columns math, science, English. Okay, and here is the standard deviation for all three, math, science and English. Guys, we returned the standard deviation of the values using the std method. Here is the last example, describe method. If you want to return the summary of each column, then use the describe method. Here it is, describe method, import pandas. Okay, now add the data. Okay, let me take the following data. Some empty values. Paste. Okay, we have the marks for math, science and English, and these are the columns with some empty values also. Now display the summary using the describe method. Summary of go to file, save all, right click, run demo 8. Here is the summary of statistics. Here is the summary. Okay, it displayed all the statistical functions: count, mean, standard deviation, min, max, and the rest of them. Okay, so this was the summary using the describe method. We have used the describe method to return the summary statistics for each column. In this lesson, we saw how we can work around the statistical functions. We worked on the following 8 functions provided by Python Pandas.